Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone. Thank you for coming this morning. My name is Kruts and I am Drupal developer at Lemberg and OpenSocial. And I work for Drupal for almost 6 years. And today I'm going to talk to you about OpenSocial. First let me ask how many of you have heard about OpenSocial? Okay. And how many of you have used it in personal or commercial projects? Okay, not too much, but still. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you more about OpenSocial and particular about enterprise projects based on this distribution. So for those who don't know, OpenSocial is a Drupal 8 distribution for social intranets, for social networks and intranets. And in my previous episodes, I already talked about OpenSocial. So at DrupalCamp Kyiv, I talked about history and starting of OpenSocial. And at DrupalCamp Kyiv, I talked about some technical details of OpenSocial. So if you want to learn more about it, you can follow these links. And this presentation will be shared at site of DrupalCamp Kyiv later. And today I want to talk more about some new projects on OpenSocial. And let me explain why I choose this topic. So initial OpenSocial team at some point grew to like a large amount of people. And it was, we had some difficulties with our like Scrum processes and stuff like that. So we decided to split to 2 teams, one of which is like enterprise team, which is based on building like enterprise projects, commercial projects on OpenSocial. And second team is specifically distro and SaaS team. So as you can see, I become a member of enterprise team, and that's why I know like the best about it. And yeah, today I want to talk to you about these case studies of enterprise projects. And if you want to learn more about this interesting topic and learn about ideal Scrum team size by trial and error, you can follow and visit today's session of my colleague Evelyn from Gold Gorillas. She is also here. And if you want to learn more about OpenSocial as product or as a SaaS, you can, I highly recommend you to visit session of development director of Gold Gorilla and product owner of OpenSocial, Taco Pozzo. So let's start. Our first project built on OpenSocial was Use for Peace for the United Nations. So I think many of you have been heard about United Nations. It's like the largest organization in the world. And actually why Drupal and OpenSocial was chosen? Because United Nations already had a lot of sites built on Drupal. And they need a new site for community on topics of use, peace, and security. So they choose OpenSocial because it's already covered a lot of things for them, like, for example, topics, events, stream, and different discussion, login, and so on. And we customized OpenSocial for them, built some new features, and every time when we built a commercial project, we also try to give back some features which could be useful to other projects and distro. So in this way, we can grow our distro. So let me first show you some examples how this Use for Peace website looks. So as you can see, stream and, for example, page with article here. And now I want to focus on some new features that were built first for Use4Peace and later migrated back to OpenSocial. So first of it was some module called social download count. So as you can see, we have file attachments in nodes, but for Use4Peace it was a requirement to count how many times these files and attachments were downloaded. So we built some smart and small module and give it back to distribution as optional feature. Second example is image widget crop. It's also handy feature which allows you to not just upload image but choose what specific part you want to display on teasers or in hero area. And then you can select it, and we add these features to all our content types and also to user profiles, and also give it back to the distribution. One more feature was ability to hide email addresses, and because we always think about privacy of our users, so by default, emails are not displayed on user profiles, but users are allowed to display it, and we also give it back. And we built a social book model, which is actually implementation of Drupal core book model, which was forgotten by many developers, but actually it's very useful for building some wiki or manuals. So we also reuse it at our portal Let's Get OpenSocial.com, where we have manuals for site managers and for normal users, and we use it in distro too. And that was mainly it. And next project, after successful launch of Use4Peace, United Nations asked us to do even more projects on OpenSocial. So next was Global Dev Hub for United Nations. So it's a community where people can discuss on different important topics. So let me explain what actually usually we do with enterprise projects, and what most of the time we have almost all that we need out of the box, but of course client wants some customized theme, he wants customized homepage, and as you can see here as well, we have customized homepage, and also we need not just groups but some more logic out of the groups. So we created new group type called consultation, and inside this consultation we have discussions where people can comment and discuss on different topics, and also we have moderators which have some more prominent role within it. And yeah, so new features also which were built for Global Dev Hub were social login. We used social OAuth model, and but on top of it we built our own model called Social OAuth Extra. It provides some extra features, like for example you can log in with social networks, so for example Facebook, Google, LinkedIn or Twitter. And but we add some new features. For example, if you log in with or sign up with Facebook, it also gets your first and last name and image automatically. Also, we add ability to link these social networks and stuff like that. So we contribute our customized model for this social OAuth. And next feature for Global Dev Hub were ability to upload attachments to comments. It's also a useful feature for this portal because here people use comments a lot and they want to share some documents within comments. So we add a module called Social Comment Upload and also add it to the distro as optional feature. One more interesting example I want to show is a very simple but useful widget, Google Translate. Actually, we provide like native Drupal translations for some projects, but here for United Nations, they have visitors from all over the world, from all possible countries and languages. So for them, it was a better solution to add Google Translate widget, but we implement it in actually useful and nice way. So you can, as you can see, in here you can just select your language and your whole page will be translated. Of course, this translation is not ideal and perfect, but for a lot of amount of languages and content, it's good solution. Okay, few more examples for United Nations. So one of them is South Global Singers. It's community coalition for South Global South country cooperations. So here we also implement some custom features. Like for example, we built new group type called network, and we add some new content types like knowledge products, discussion, and things like that. And from this project, we give back feature follow content back to the distro. So it's built with flag model, and also we give back to the distro ability to add labels for new comments, and with history model. Okay, one of the latest example of our enterprise project is SDG Charter Getaway. It's also a site built for purposes of United Nations, but in this case is for Dutch community, which in perspective can be grown to other countries as well. So here we also implement some new features. For example, we create new user role and new user profile called organizations. And we have now registration for normal users and for organizations. And organizations can create initiatives. Initiatives is also new group type, and within it you can add some join-in actions, so invite people to support your initiative and to follow it. That was mainly it about some examples, and now I know maybe not all of you are developers, but I, as developer, always for me it's interesting to know how actually what tools people use and how they customize. And with OpenSocial and enterprise projects on top of OpenSocials, we always have a question and situation how to customize and how to modify some features. So here I want to shortly show you some flows and examples that we use. So actually we use features module a lot. In OpenSocial core, we use features, and for our enterprise sites, we use features as well. But in this case, we create new bundle. And actually features in Drupal 8, I think they are great because actually idea of features finally become possible. You can bundle some content type, some blocks, and build actually a feature that you can just enable, and that's it. And some other part that I want to show you how actually to override some configurations. So in Drupal 8, there is ability to override configurations when you provide services with tag config factory override. And within this class, which should implement config factory override interface, you can specify config and particular places which you want to modify. So we used this approach first, but later actually we found that there is very beautiful model called config override, and with this model you can actually put your just YAML file. So these two examples do the same thing, but as you can see, second is nice, more handy, so it's just one line. So we can put config file with the same name as original config in folder config/install/override, and then provide properties that you want to override, and they will be overridden in your model. One more thing that we always came into, it's like customizing team. So let me shortly explain you structure of OpenSocial team. So we have two teams out of the box in OpenSocial. One is Social Base and second is Social Blue. And these two teams are based on Bootstrap team. But Social Base is very simple. As you can see, it's like in grayscale. So it just provides some layouts and fonts. And with this team, you can very easy customize and build your own team. And if you just want to use some more simple solution, you can enable Social Blue team, which adds nice blue layer on top of this team. So actually, with these two teams, we built all our other custom teams. Also, we had style guides for which you can follow and learn what is the better way to implement some things in your team. Okay, and now let me talk to you about some future plans of OpenSocial and show you some features that are not released yet, but will be released very soon in next release. So first of it is user onboarding with tour module. So we will enable this feature by default, and within it you can easily learn this platform, and you also can enable and give it to your site managers or content managers. Next new feature in OpenSocial will be ability to add images to posts. So now it will be even more better, and actually now posts become very nice and powerful instrument. And also we added ability to create own bundles of posts, so you can customize posts as well as notes and build some very interesting things with it. Also we will add closed groups. So before that we had only open group in OpenSocial, and now we add closed group with some more privacy and more specific permissions, as you can understand from name. And one more thing that I think we will add some later, but it's already in development. So it's KPI analytics, which is very useful for seeing and how your community grows. So as you can see in these charts, we will have charts which shows average total amount of users and active users on the platform, activity in posts, so how many posts are written by normal members and by community managers. Also we will show notes, engagements, so how people likes posts, and also activity in events, if people like enroll to events or not. So all these nice features will be added soon. And even few more like features which we will have. So recently we had like planning and roadmap meeting where we defined like which features are most valuable and most important. And some most interesting of them will be ability to create landing pages. We are thinking about solutions, so it maybe will be paragraphs or bricks. Flagging and moderating not cool content. Personalization of activity streams, so as well as, for example, Facebook did it. Big Byte support of the box. JSON API and simple OAuth model out of the box, so it will be API ready. Dashboard for site manager and content manager features, full HTML emails, KPI analytics, group invitations, following people, and private messages. So all these nice features, I think, will be next year in OpenSocial. And yeah, thank you for attention. And if you want to learn more, you can follow these links. So we have portal getOpenSocial.com and site with manuals let's getOpenSocial.com. You can of course follow our page on Drupal.org, but active development is in GitHub. And also you can follow our Twitter. We always publish some insights and interesting things about new features from OpenSocial. So that's it. And tomorrow we will have code sprint, and I want to see you there. So if you are a developer and want to receive some credits or commits in your profile, I highly recommend you to visit. We will help you to set up OpenSocial. Also, we can discuss. Maybe if you already use it, we also are glad to hear how you use OpenSocial and how you build your projects. And that's actually it. And now maybe some of you have some questions. Yes?
What technology do you use to build the style guides? Is it manual or some sort of automation?
No, it's an automated tool called KSS as file. Yeah?
All right. Thank you for OpenSocial. It looks great, yeah. And we are actually building OpenY, and we are using like your product for some things. But I have a few questions. So the first question, you have a few very interesting features, and how difficult it will be to pull them from OpenY and use them separately from the distribution. Maybe that's the question to the distro team, not the enterprise, but like how difficult it will be.
Okay, nice question. So actually we had, for example, one of the biggest features is activity stream. And I know that, for example, my colleague have used this activity stream from OpenSocial in other projects. So he found this feature very useful for his project, but he doesn't want to use a distro for the project, but he was able to actually took this model and use it. And when we start build some new features, we always try to build it like separate models, so build it independent. But actually, yeah, nice question, Alex. And I saw your presentations from Baltimore, and I found that you, in OpenY distribution, you follow the same way. And actually, I think we need to borrow some also new nice features from your distribution. For example, I think we need to add ability to uninstall models. So for example, not always people need topics or events. We saw it often on our enterprise projects. So I think we need to improve on it and add ability to easily turn off some features out for the distribution.
Yeah, that's actually the thing that we're struggling with right now. So it's kind of a lot of dependencies. Thank you for answer. And one more question. So you mentioned that you have enterprise team and distro team. And question, do you have any like documentation or best practices how enterprise team should build the website based on OpenSocial. So maybe some internal documentation or external documentation, like this config override. So when teams starting working based on OpenWide, they can do not know that this model exists. Maybe you have some kind of documentation or best practices how to build enterprise sites based on the distribution.
Yeah, we have some kind of this. So we, for example, like on our GitHub page, we have like general recommendations for developers and for contributors. But within this particular features, we don't have yet like shared publicly so it's more like some internal rules. Yeah, but also a good idea maybe to share these best practices.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for this great presentation. I have a couple of questions. And first question is, do you support upgrade path?
Yes.
And if so, how it is working?
Okay, so we support upgrade path starting from beta version. So we already have released candidate version, and yeah, from beta 1 we support the upgrade path. And it was first hard choice to us to switch to upgrade path policy and start upgrading. So usually we do it with hook update, I think, yeah, and also with features. Like features cover some part of upgrading. So if you for example, revert feature, you will have it. But if it's some more complex solutions, yeah, we do it in hook update usually.
Okay. And the second question about configs. You said that you have a module to override configs, and how to resolve conflicts, for example, if some changes were added on the backend, and you have a new upgrade version and new changes in the same config file?
Actually, with this module, it always will take what is in config override folder. So it has higher priority with what is in distribution. So that's why we don't have this kind of things. But I also know why you're asking, because I saw that you have this nice tool in OpenWY that tries and gives ability to resolve conflicts if they are in distribution. So I think we already discussed with Alex and Andrew that we will have both about OpenSocial and OpenWY distributions at 12:45. 12:45. So I think we can discuss more technical aspects and see how we can learn from each other.
Okay. And the last question about module you built for social logins. Is there a way to use it separately?
Yes. Yes, we actually, as I said, we built our custom solution based on social OS and social API contrib models, and we actually communicate with maintainer of social OS Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter model, and we wanted to provide our solution for him, but it was a complex decision because he also made some work. So we released our models as sandboxes for now. So they are all available to use it separately from distribution. But as I said, we have some misspelling with contributors of this original model. So that's why we release it as sandboxes for now.
Okay. Thank you.
One more tough question from team that's struggling building profiles. So do you have any opportunity to put team and styling into the models, not into the team itself? Because, for example, when I want to pull some feature from OpenSocial, I need to pull team as well, as far as I understand. So do you have any ideas or probably even beta code which will allow developers to put the teaming actually inside the components, not inside the team? Thank you.
Yeah, also good question. And yeah, it's a hard like challenge, I think, for each distribution and for each like Drupal developer to build it. And I think it could be an idea to move logic from team to module in future, but as I know, for now we don't have these plans. Yeah.
Taras, you announced the new feature in the next release called personalization of activity stream. Yeah, can you please talk a bit about the activity stream and how you're gonna implement this personalization of it?
Yeah, so nice question. Let me show you. So for example, like on homepage, for now we have activity stream, and you can see, for example, if you can see at the top like shout box, so you can say something to the community, post, create a post. So if you create a post, it will appear there. And yeah, for now on homepage, you can see like activities from whole community. So if people post it or create new, for example, event or create new topic, you can see all things there. And we want to make this homepage more personalized. So for example, you will see only groups that you follow here. And for example, I think if we will add following people, you will see only notifications from people that you are follow here. So it will be more smart. Actually, for activity stream, we built a set of own models, and these models are based on message model. So actually, we have a nice article on our wiki in GitHub, and at getopenSocial.com you can learn more about activity streams there. So it's hard topic to discuss here, I think, but in general we have message model, and with we have message template which allows you to base it on some triggers. For example, if event of type topic is created, we displayed activity with some message. For example, some user created a topic with some ID, and we displayed teaser of this topic, and we will add like more conditionals and more like context to this activity stream.
How the users can customize the code?
Actually, nice.
How it's gonna be implemented on the code?
Yeah, good question. Let me show you. So now we have ability, for example, to customize email notifications. So for example, users can decide like to enable or disable some email notifications based on activity. So for example, if you want to follow, if someone posts like on his profile or replies to his comments. And yeah, we don't have it yet, so it's like roadmap features. We need to think about it, but I think it can be possible in some similar ways. So for example, you can like customize your stream, for example, like this.
Okay. Will it be implemented with Drupal, or are you going to use some external services?
I think for now we will go with Drupal.
Thank you.
Looks like no more questions. So we would like to thank our reporter for good work.
Thank you.
Good presentation.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all. And yeah, you can find me and also Taco, Yap, and Evelyn. All of us have these OpenSocial t-shirts. So I think you can ask more specific questions if you are interested, yeah, in hall or during the event. So thank you all for coming and enjoying DrupalCamp.